there's so much more they can do with manufacturing and engineering in this country, and it's not been at the front of the agenda for many years. There needs to be an industrial strategy. There needs to be a, like you say, minister of manufacturing. We've got so much expertise in this country and so many skills. We really have, and we're not utilising it, are we? So hopefully, Subcon can kind of generate more discussions and get some ministers there and some MPs, and really talk about things.
Hello and welcome to the first pre-recorded episode of That Engineering Chat in collaboration with Subcon, which will be taking place in June. We're very excited to be here with some amazing people, and we're going to be talking about a selection of subjects and topics and getting you all excited for what's coming up in June at Subcon, as well as discovering a bit more about these glorious people that I should be speaking with today. I have 5 amazing faces on my screen, so that's a biggie for me. It's probably one of the biggest ones that I've done so far on a Zoom, but we can do this. We can do anything. We're Subcon. We've got this. So let's make Subcon a bit more sexy for the audience that's listening, and get straight into it. So I would love to start off if you could all please introduce yourself to the audience that will be listening to this. Obviously, the Subcon audience. I'd love to start with Sky. Good morning, Sky.
Morning. I'm Sky from Turkish Machinery. We are representing all the machine exporters from Turkey. I'm the vice president. Hope to see you in Subcon.
Amazing. Okay, thank you, Sky. And we've got Justin. Hello, Justin.
Hi, how are you? I'm Justin, editor of Machinery. We write about manufacturing technology, and we've been doing that for more than 100 years. So we're a pretty long-standing magazine. We're a monthly print title, and we're focused on production engineering, writing about metalworking, metal forming, cutting, different applications, different sectors, every process with engineering, basically. So we cover it, pretty much everything.
Can I just confirm that you have not personally been writing it for over 100 years?
No, I haven't. I've done my best.
You do not look like
yeah, not me. But we're only 2.5 years I've been editor, so just a short while in the history of machinery.
But thank you for that. Thank you, Justin. We've got Jack next. Hello, Jack. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. So I'm Jack. I'm a
Jack.
marketing associate at Keyence. So we're an innovative leader in the development and manufacturing of industrial automation and vision equipment. So our product portfolio covers like laser markers, safety sensors, microscopes, which is actually behind me. It's not life size; it is bigger than that. Yeah, a lot of other products like measurement systems, vision systems, things like that. So quite a wide portfolio.
Brilliant. Okay. And Russell's sitting there looking very pensive and thoughtful. And what am I going to say next? What are you going to say, Russell?
So I'm going to say, hi, Russell Watkins from Senpai. We were formed in 2007. We're a lean consultancy who also have a digital lean toolkit helping manufacturers who are serious about improving the performance of their factories. Essentially, in a nutshell, we transfer true lean capability to the hidden heroes in manufacturing, the ones you can't see hidden in factories, so they can make the right things better. And we've done this on 4 continents around the world with 100 businesses and trained about 1,000 people. Looking forward to this.
Wow, amazing. Okay, brilliant. And that's it. This is the panel for today. This is who's going to be chatting today, which is great. So thank you for all giving us a brief introduction about yourselves. I mean, let's get into it. What are you going to be talking about? Russell, for example, during your panel, and why should visitors attend your session? Because you are going to be doing a talk, aren't you?
Yes, I'm on a panel 8th of June in Theatre 1, reimagining skill shortages. So essentially, it's about the thing that's badgering all manufacturers at the moment, and that's getting hold of the right skilled people and enough of them to be able to make the stuff that we all want. So it'll be looking at it from a certain perspective, actually, from a diversity, equity, and inclusion point of view, and also looking at the groups of people who we can't get to. There are untapped riches out there. And the discussion will be around how do we get to that group of people or those groups of people.
Wow, that sounds like super sleuth.
Maybe. I mean, there are the answer the answers are there. It's just a case of looking in the right place, or
Yeah.
or to mix a metaphor, fishing in the right pond.
I mean, that's great. Well, that's a good enough reason, I reckon, to go along and see Russell, definitely. And I think it sounds like he's going to be pretty interesting to listen to. Those that are exhibiting, why should they come and see you? I mean, they're going to come and see me and say hello. Why should they come and see you? What are any of the products and highlights that you're showcasing? Sky, why don't you let us know a bit about what you're up to first?
Because even though you see us as one organization, we have 20,000 members.
Goodness.
All Turkish machine exporters are under the umbrella of our organization, which is a non-profit organization. And our main aim is to promote our members there. And almost 5 to 6,000 of them are machine manufacturers, which are not also machine manufacturer, but also accessories manufacturers. So when you need something in about the production, about if you are looking at subcontractor, you can come and ask us. We have a greater network. Within 24 hours we can find you whatever you need. So in case if you like to change, if you want to make better things in your supply chain, if you would like to shorten your supply chain, I think Turkish machinery is a nice point to see what's going on, what's going there.
Brilliant. Wow, that's a fabulous answer. I mean, Jack, can you top that? You don't need to try. That. Everyone's got a different reason for coming to see someone at Subcon. We're working together, not against each other. So yeah, why should people come along and see you? What are your products and highlights? And thank you, Sky, for such a descriptive explanation of why people should come and see you.
Yeah, so no pressure to top that, but we'll be trying to show more of our sort of vision and inspection systems. So the microscope behind me, that's the VHX 7000 series. So it's actually the world's first 4K digital microscope.
Yeah.
So obviously you can see really small samples in 4K. It can zoom in between 20 times and 6,000 times.
Yeah.
And as you get closer, it automatically switches the lenses. So it saves the user a lot of time. It means they don't have to keep switching the lenses manually. So it just makes things a lot quicker. And one particular feature is really helpful. It's called optical shadow effect mode. So that's another world first feature where it uses illumination from different angles, and it basically makes defects a lot clearer.
Wow.
So you can really use it for like quality inspection and things like that. And then we'll also be showing our IM 8000 series. So that's like an instant measurement system. So you can place around 100 small parts on this stage, and it will measure up to 300 features in just a few seconds, just at the press of a button. And then from that, you can sort of generate measurement reports, share them with your colleagues, and all that sort of thing. So yeah, those are the two main products we'll be showing at Subcon.
I mean, I love this. This is all such smart thinking, isn't it? It's really about sort of, we always get the slack in engineering for being sort of back at the bus, but actually we're at the front of the bus. It's just, you just got to know what's available to you. I mean, Justin, editor, over 100 years old, you're looking great on it. Why is Subcon so important to these businesses as an exhibition?
Obviously, I think obviously it's a great opportunity to network, find out about the latest kind of applications that are being different technologies being used across. It's a great platform to share best practice, knowledge, and just build relationships across engineering and manufacturing. And obviously, Subcon brings everyone together, doesn't it? In terms of you've got everyone from the entire chain there, from the developers of new software, from technology innovators, and then you've got the think tanks, like and the people running the projects as well. So it's just a great platform for everyone to come together, really, isn't it? And talk business, really.
Absolutely. And I mean, obviously we were there last year as an entity as Chelsea Hatter, and we were talking to a lot of your guests and exhibitors and people speakers. Do you see any different trends, different changes, things that are going to be coming up this year that I should look out for?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the last sort of, as we all know, similar challenges have been across the sort of landscape, haven't they? In terms of the supply chains, obviously been very stretched. We've obviously had the energy kind of crisis, you call it. It's obviously a big challenge for people, and then obviously the skills challenge is massive in the UK and generally across engineering. So I imagine they're going to be, some of the main sort of topics to be covered. But obviously, sustainability, everyone's talking about net zero, sustainability, how to incorporate that into operations. So that's going to be something everyone's going to be talking about. And all these new exciting emerging markets as well, I think, like the electric vehicles, electrification, and the future is, and obviously things like additive manufacturing and how that's progressing, and it's going to have a big impact. And just some of the new technology that's coming out is something that we had never seen before. It's really quite moving everything forward, isn't it? So, lots of interesting innovations coming out.
Yeah, I mean, like, Russell, obviously you're talking on the panel, but why is it important to your business to be at Subcon as well?
Well, there's a risk of echoing everything that's just been said, so I won't, in the interest of being interesting. It's really important because you get to see the whites of people's eyes. You get a strong feel for the themes that are happening, that really are concerning people, because we tend to get a curated certain message coming through from manufacturing. It's only by drifting around, talking to people and getting a feel that you know what the main concerns are. Because for example, an awful lot of the talk about Industry 4 and digital manufacturing is about things. A lot that's pushed out there in the ether is about cobots, robots, AI, things, sensors, and yet, all of those things, you still need people to run them. You need people to spec machines, to buy them, to load them, to unload them, to problem solve them, to fix them. And so, I'm interested to see how interested manufacturing and engineering currently is in the skills of their people, not just sexy solutions.
Well, I mean, I think that's a brilliant answer, and you didn't repeat what Justin said. You added to it, so well done, Russell. I mean, also obviously Sky, like we're talking Turkish machinery. Why is it important to your business to be at somewhere like, to have the live setting like Subcon? Why is it important that you're there?
Tell you the truth, we are very bored during the pandemic, sitting at home online. This is the reality. And pandemic time, yeah, please.
You
please,
want
Coco.
to see people. You want to see people. You want to talk to people.
Touch people.
Yeah.
Kiss people. Yes, you're absolutely right. Turkey and in UK's total trade is approximately 70% of them is machinery.
Yeah.
So we would like to have more close relationship while touching the people, in fact. And we are not, to pandemic time, we are discussing about, up to COVID time, we are discussing about if it is really necessary to go to exhibition or an online event or internet is enough. We are just had a question mark in our mind. But during this time, we have seen that it is more than exhibiting your products. It is more than a social relationship, which human beings are needed.
Yeah.
That's why such a leave session is very important for us, because even though we have increasing our exports to UK as the second comer in all over the world. First, China is increasing, and second, Turkey is increasing their exports. Even though we are increasing, we believe that we are not well known. So we will be there together with hydraulic power, together with automation, together with packaging machinery. So we are going there, all machine accessories. So I think while talking, it's just limited on a screen. But when you are talking live, it's something different. And one more thing, I believe in Subcon too much personally also. That's why we choose your exhibition. 15 years ago, for the first time when I was in Subcon, as my company, I have found a customer. Since 15 years, they are our customers and number one in total sales. So I believe in the good and sustainable relationship.
Yeah, and that, it's so important, isn't it? And I think last year, having gone back into sort of exhibitions the year before, but then going last year, it was so busy. And that thing that really just struck with me, actually, that Russell said about the whites of people's eyes, there really is something in that. There really is something powerful in that when people are coming together. And also people seem to be more effective now at exhibitions. They're using their time more wisely. We seem to be using our time more wisely. I'm not saying by any means all at Mark Allen, Subcon, all the amazing events that they do, that people go for a wander. But believe me, back 25 years ago, when I was walking around exhibitions, you did go for a bit of a wander, and it wasn't quite the same. It's different now. People have got jobs to get done, and they want to see products, and they want to understand who they're working with and the people behind the team, because that is really what it comes down to, isn't it? Be people by people and people by services, and not all services fit all. But at the end of the day, there's something there for everybody, which is important. Jack, I mean, you said earlier that there is something behind you. I'm trying to look at it, what it is that you can't show us, but it's there. But will it be at the show? I mean, what's the reason for you being at the exhibition? Because clearly you've got products that you need to show the public, I'm imagining.
Yeah, so this microscope is out. We've had a new model release recently, so that's the 7000N. That's our newest model of this. So that will be at the exhibition along with the measurement system. But in terms of like why it's important for us, like an event like Subcon, I was reading before around 80% of visitors are going with an intention to source new products and solutions. So they're really going with an intention. So it's a really great chance for us to meet their needs and actually allow them to get like hands-on experience of our products, because we can show a lot over a video call, but you can't do what you can in person, where you can let them have a go, bring their own samples to our stand, have a look at them under the microscope, try and measure them. It's just a really good hands-on opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. And Justin, come on, you're an editor. Now, editors, they ask questions. They ask questions. You must have some questions for these guys.
Yeah, I guess it's from our perspective, obviously we write about manufacturing technology in terms of for Jack and Russell and Sky as well, I guess. What new sort of trends are you seeing in your spaces really at the moment? Is there, are you kind of, obviously the world's evolving fast, isn't it? And there's, like you say, industry 4.0, maybe 5.0 is coming up. And obviously there's a big demand for digital. We're writing about that all the time, but I guess it's what do you see as the next thing?
So it's interesting because I see lots of our clients and lots of other businesses. I see them try and prove the concepts. So they are, if all of the industry 4 solutions are like a massive buffet of foods of the world, they are currently grazing at different foods of the world and trying different things, maybe not always for a good reason. There is a shiny bauble part of it at the moment. And I think what is encouraging is that manufacturers are learning to talk to solutions providers, and solutions providers are a little bit slower, like me, in learning to talk to manufacturers to find out what the real need is, rather than pushing us any solution to really a solution that really works. So I think there is movement across the board in all of the industry 4 stuff. The relationships are getting stronger, but it's taken a bit of a while.
How about you, Jack? That's a good question Justin asked there. I mean,
Yeah, so it's quite surprising how, considering how sort of technologically advanced we are, there's still a lot of companies out there that use fairly traditional methods. For example, in terms of measurement, people still use a caliper to measure lots of different parts. Now, that might be quite effective for them, but that's what our measurement system is really there to improve. We actually did a speed run video on our LinkedIn page showing how the time difference in measuring lots of different parts with the caliper compared to our IM series. And the caliper took around 2.5 to 3 minutes, whereas from measuring all the parts, making sure they're okay, and creating a report, that took about 30 seconds with our IM. And that can even be done with a lot more parts as well. So, yeah, a lot of people starting to switch to more automated systems because there's just so many productivity gains, time savings, financial gains associated with it, and AI as well is huge. So we're trying to incorporate a lot more AI into our product range, which is quite helpful.
Yeah, I mean that's being able to live interact with anything, I think is really impressive. And also, I guess seeing, your peers, your competition, all of these things. It's all healthy. It's all healthy to know what everyone is doing. I mean, certainly, with Turkish Machinery Sky, it must. I mean, obviously, you want to see people, but it's good for you to see what other people are doing as well, isn't it? Because we all learn something from someone. Why is it that, for you guys, it is so vital? Obviously, you want to meet people and you want to get out there and you want to interact. But is there anything else that's really special about you guys being there that's going to draw people to come and see you, other than your name, Sky, clearly?
We would like to introduce our twin transition, which we have already started with just as a pilot project for sustainability and digitalization. We have started a program. We will bring. This is an industrial organization, so we should be a strategy maker for our members and for the industry, of course, in Turkey or maybe in the other places of the world who are looking for it, how the future should be.
Yeah.
So we have a trademark, Mundus Plus. We have a word to the future. So we would like to tell about what we should do about sustainability, digitalization, and the main aim is to increase the efficiency and to increase the better future.
Yeah.
To reach the better future.
I like that. We all like that. We want a better future, right? Definitely. Justin, what are we going to see at Subcon? Is there anything different this year that we can expect to see?
So this year, obviously, the conference program has been expanded, hasn't it? So there's now 2 streams, and Machinery Live is one of them, the supply chain side, and there's the manufacturing management and the engineer side. So I think there's a lot more content in the programs, the conference programs. So there should be a lot more good panel sessions, some good presentations and things like that as well. I think it's really interesting. And obviously, there'll be a lot more kind of dialogue and a lot more kind of chat, I think, and good conversations, whereas last year was probably a bit more limited, maybe because we're coming out of COVID a little bit.
And we're going over 2 days, aren't we, rather than 3 days?
Over 2 days, yeah, 7th and 8th, isn't it? So it'll be 2 packed days.
Yeah. So was that a decision just because you can pack a lot into 2 days, can't you?
Absolutely, it can be more congested. I think 2 days is probably a good fit, isn't it, for a lot of people as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess for those traveling to the exhibition, like the the rest of the guys on this call, for you guys, it's however productive an exhibition is, it stays out of the office, isn't it? Wherever that office might be, it stays out. Russell,
the fact there's so much going on makes it worth actually tipping up for the period of time, and the balance of the 3 shows is nice as well. So the manufacturing management live, and then the engineer live, and the machinery live. If you look at the kind of people who run factories from an engineering operations perspective, you've got design engineers who design projects, you've got production engineers who get all the kit and make it work, and manufacturing engineers who decide how it's going to run. Those 3 strands to it really tickle all of the engineers, and the one there for the operations people is a manufacturing management live. So you can kind of walk through all of those and experience them all and get the whole shooting match. It's a bit like a one-stop shop. I sound like I'm advertising for you, but it's nicely balanced.
As long as you're advertising for Mark Allen, that's fine. Because our exhibitions are the best, by the way. But no, I mean, you're right, and that's the great thing, isn't it? It's like if you go to anything, it's like if you go to a festival with your favorite music playing. It's you get to experience all of these different things, but you're in one place. So it's being smarter with your time, which is what we all need to get smarter on: how we use our time, how we utilize our time, and how we make it more productive, and how we give a better service. I mean, that's how the world evolves, I guess, isn't it? So is there anything that any of you guys would like to really sort of learn or take away from Subcon? Is there anything you're thinking, I mean, that's a hard question, I know, because it's a bit like you might not know what you're going to take away until you get there. But is there anything that you can think of, perhaps?
Mine is very easy. I would like to learn more about the alternative subcons.
Okay.
The other subcons, I mean.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What about you, Jack?
So yeah, I think this Subcon is a great chance to talk to more people about their requirements and what the kind of target market are there. So maybe that could influence us in changing the products we show, maybe in the following years, or just getting to know people a bit more on sort of a deeper level.
Yeah.
That's probably the main benefit. We can sort of tailor our approach to future subcons potentially, depending on what we find out from this one.
Have you got anything to add, Russell? I feel like you have. He's got that look on his face again.
I'm sorry. Just
sorry.
one thing, really. There's a group of people who currently are trying to get manufacturing up the government agenda.
Yeah.
A minister for manufacturing, and trying to get it more front and center because of the sheer amount of money that we generate for the country. I'd like to see representation, or to see at the show, I'd like to see somebody from government, local government, and national government wandering through the show, understanding our engineering and manufacturing sectors better. Because the only time you see them is in a high vis with a hard hat, looking deeply uncomfortable in photos.
I mean, Justin, can we make that happen?
Absolutely, that's the plan.
We can make that happen. Martha can make that happen.
Go with Russell. I mean, 9% manufacturing represents the UK kind of GDP economy, isn't it, roughly? But it could be so much more. It could be, Germany's 22%, other European nations. There's so much more that they can do with the manufacturing and engineering in this country, and it's not been at the front of the agenda for many years. There needs to be an industrial strategy. There needs to be like you say, minister of manufacturing. We've got so much expertise in this country and so many skills. We really have, and we're not utilising it, are we? So hopefully Subcon can kind of generate more discussions and get some ministers there and some MPs and, really talk about things,
Let's get some ministers there in high vis vests to walk past Russell. I think that's what we need to do. I think that's I'll work on that one.
That's your mission.
That's that's well, I don't know. I don't get anything like that, but I like a challenge, put it that way. But I do think it's really valuable comments. Is there anything else that any of you would like to add? Because we're going to be sending this out to the audience that will be attending the show, and hopefully people that are thinking about coming to the show prior to the event, and it'll be going out onto all the the mailers that we send out, and hopefully you guys will be sharing that with your LinkedIn audience, because I know LinkedIn is a strong force for all of us in the engineering and manufacturing industry. But is there anything else that you'd like to add today?
I think from my perspective, obviously, writing about the industry, it'd be great if as many people can come forward and talk to us as possible, because it's a great opportunity for us to write about them and engage about their future innovations, their views, their opinions. We've got some of the best titles to talk about. So we're always looking for engagement and build some relationships and talk to people. So come and say hi on our stand as well to all the editors that are going to be there and, the guys on the program and the conference. So that'd be great.
Brilliant.
Lots of stories.
Thank you, Justin. How about you, Jack? What are you?
Yeah, so I think our main goal is to actually help everyone that's going. So we're not only just trying to sell our systems, but the main thing is trying to help people in the industry kind of advance their inspection and measurement processes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the best way to see what we've got is to come and have a go. We'll have experts at the stand to answer any questions. And we even do free on-site demonstrations where we can bring our product on site and then actually demo it in your site and see how we can tailor it to your application. So yeah, we'll have very nice, friendly people, and you'll get a free bag. So that's
and you get a free bag. What colour is it? Is it pink? I don't want it if it's not pink.
Not at the minute. It's currently white, red, and black, which is our colour scheme. But I'll try and put a special.
You're on brand. I mean, so am I. So that's okay with me. Sky, what extra? Can you bring some of your weather with you, please? Please, can you bring the weather?
Yeah. Turkish delight.
Oh my God! Listen, seriously, I kid you not. I have to show you this now. I found this yesterday. You said it. You brought it in. Look at this. Look at this.
You see? Yes, Turkish delight.
Famous Turkish delight. Yes.
Delight. I like it.
My dear Poppers, it's full of old coins, and my ex was about to throw it out, and I said, "What is that famous Turkish delight?" And he said, "That was your daddy's. It's full of old coins." I said, "That's not full of old coins. That's full of magic. That is. It's my daddy's Turkish delight." So Sky's bringing Turkish delight. Russell, you're last up. So you are the Turkish delight, Sky. I know that. Just go and see Sky. Just go and see Sky.
we will pleased to see and to offer you a cup of Turkish coffee or the Turkish tea, besides some information, which we are not only a good seller but also a good buyer from UK and bring the business people together in time. Also, a bag plus a hat.
I like
From you.
that. Can I get a coffee order in ahead?
Of course, anytime.
Please, can whoever's listening to this make sure that my stand is near the Turkish Delight stand, please. If that means a move around, I'm sorry, but I need my coffee to keep me going because I'm going to be talking to all you guys all day for 2 days. I think I'm doing about 20 podcasts, so that should be fun. Russell, your last up.
So, if I had to give one piece of advice to people attending, it's something that I haven't done myself always over the years. And that's if you're going for one of the 3 shows specifically, whether it's manufacturing management or the engineer live or machinery live, make sure you put aside 15 minutes and walk through one of the others that you wouldn't normally and stop and talk to one stand. You'll be staggered what you learn. It's a good opportunity to broaden ourselves out of our echo chambers. So just do that one thing.
That's great. I love that. Well, I'm so looking forward to meeting you all in person. You won't miss me. I tend to wear quite bright colours and my stand tends to be quite bright. And all of you that are listening today, if you want to come on and talk to Chatty Hatter about what you're doing, what you're exhibiting, why you love Subcon, please feel free to come onto our stand as well and have a chat with us because we are there for Subcon. We are there with Mark Allen. And yeah, let's make sure we share this message out to as many people as possible and get the best Subcon yet going in June. So thank you so much for your time this morning. It's been brilliant to talk to you all. And you better get on with your days because I think you're all quite busy people. And knowing what editors are like, Justin's probably on some sort of deadline, I should imagine.
Just finished last week, so.
Oh, phew, week off. Yeah, right.
Down back and then go back up again.
There's no such thing as a week off when you're an editor. I know that for sure. But look, it's been great to talk to you. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Russell. And thank you to Subcon for inviting that engineering chat on to collaborate with you on this podcast. And we will see you on the 7th and 8th of June.